And I wanted to give you guys an update on the secret room at the post office, but I'm worried that we have instead found a shrine to Satan, and we found this here, and some weird stuff's going on, and I want to talk to you about it. I wanted to give you guys an update about the secret room at my post office. If you remember, at the post office, we had figured out that there's a secret room. I've talked about it in a few of my live videos and other things that I've done where when I was doing foreclosures many years ago, I encountered one of the coolest houses I had ever seen. It was an old story-and-a-half Cape Cod farmhouse. And from the outside, you could tell that there was a second story on the property. But I spent the better part of a day trying to figure out how to access the second floor. From the street, I could see the headboard to a bed, a drape, a light. I could see a chair. It looked like someone was literally living in there, but everything was from the 1950s. But when you get inside the house, it was impossible to access. Over the course of that day, I finally figured out that they had literally taken drywall, screwed it to a wall, painted it over, and over the course of probably 30 or 40 years, the bedroom was totally abandoned. One of the worst parts of all this was the fact that because I was working as a foreclosure agent, I couldn't tear down the wall and see what was up there. Who knows what was in that bedroom after 50 years of being hidden. So with this post office, I was really excited to access another room. The only thing that happened though was my crew started removing the paneling from that, and they found out that they had actually annexed more of the hidden room than we had thought. The hidden room's an old staircase to the second floor of the 3-story post office. Well, long story short, we're going to have to tear out more walls or actually cut the floor out of a room to access the old ceiling. We're still trying to figure out the best way to do that, but we're going to have to get very destructive in it, so I didn't have time to get to that. That's going to be a longer thing. But on a good note, a neighbor called me about one of the rentals that I took over. They're having traffic in and out of the house all day long, 7 days a week, people entering and exiting your rental, Mr. Brandon, every 10-15 minutes, coming in for 30 seconds and then leaving. I also was told, Brandon, there's funny smells coming from your apartment. We put a notice on the door that we were going to come in here and take a look at the unit and figure out what was going on to see if there was anything illicit going on. And long story short, we came in and we found an altar to Satan and a baseball bat with razor wire on it. It's the funny thing with my real estate business and what I do. I don't have to really make any of this stuff up. I just have to read through my text messages for my maintenance guys. But this is the reality of, I guess, real estate investing. And in my case, I don't bulldoze stuff. I don't evict people. I take properties over, try to tell people these are the standards that I want you to live up to. And then we end up with really weird and awkward situations with pictures of paintings of blood on the wall and everything like that. Now, as time goes on, we're going to get more into the hidden rooms and all that stuff. But to me, all this stuff comes back to economics. The economics of why would you have people coming in and out of your apartment on a regular basis. The economics of moving people in and out of your apartments. The economics of how much is it going to cost to fix up this place. I look here at the kitchen and we've got this really cool 1950s galvanized zinc type sink. I mean, we'll never be able to find a replacement part. But man, if we can get it restored, it will fit the aesthetic of this apartment just unbelievably well. I tend to do things on a shoestring budget. I act like I'm poor. I just hate spending money because it usually comes from an investor or some sort of lender, and I just want to be very careful, frugal, or whatever you want to call it, with that money. So when it comes down to it, when we fix stuff up, I do the cheapest route possible. Now the nice thing is I've got a pretty good reputation in town as far as it's all things considered with most of my tenants. The lady that called me about the people that were living here causing problems, she was totally scared to death of the people that lived here, and she had told them she was going to call the police and things of that nature because she was sure something illegal was going on up here. I can't imagine anything weird was going on with this rental. Can you guys? What the neighbor says shocks me. Okay, so in this wonderful tour, we've got goggles. We've got bloodstain, whatever this is. I have no clue. Let me know. They were doing some barbering up here, which I was told by one of the tenants that the reason there were people in and out of here were for haircuts. These look like pretty cool scissors, but they've been burnt. And the funny thing is, I don't know who does hair cutting in 30 seconds to a minute. This is probably home of the world's best barber. They are using jet black spray for people's hair care. The barber thing, and the barber pole makes sense with lots of cool artwork up here. So in our tour, we've also got some Xbox stuff. We've got the baseball bat. I don't know really why it's here. We got some Xbox games. We've got a PlayStation 3. We've got some cheap watches. More Xbox games. We've got a hammer and Mickey Mouse. And we're segueing over to the search for the perfect high and the endless harvest. Now, we've got this Alice in Wonderland. So we're continuing the apartment tour. I have also been informed in between me shooting the first segment and the second segment that my guys did find a hidden room at the post office. So now we're up to 2. So here's where like the neglect of the apartment goes. We've got these really cool, really awesome hardwood floors, and they can be resanded. But then we get over here and we look, and the plaster has bubbled. This is an old brick house, and it's never been dealt with. We also have happy trees. I think that's an old allusion to what's going on. And then we've got more bubbling over here. This is all stuff that we're going to have to take care of, but not too bad. And then the bathroom is over here. I think I've talked about it, but every time I have an eviction or people leave, there's pennies everywhere. And we've, I don't know if you can see it, but there's pennies all the way in here. Always find $2, $3, $4 worth of pennies. Remember Bubby's pennies from the Menards video? So now we've got this old sink. I'm worried this guy has been involved in spoon or rock. He looks pretty haggard, don't you think, guys? There's his nose, and there's his mouth. There's his really looking chin, eyes. He has a little bit of hair. I think this is me, guys. And then in the wonderful rehab job for this place I bought recently, we have a see-through bathtub. And the reason that's see-through is they just covered over a window with a shower enclosure. Isn't that cool, guys? So, I hope you enjoy this tour. And hopefully we did not come up. Hopefully we didn't encounter a portal to Satan. We have a 10,000-year-old furnace here. We're having to fix the furnace. I guess it's from the 80s and it still works good, so my guys are going to clean it up. Then we've got this place. This is the kitchen. And we got dishes and a mask, a knife, all sorts of things. And an empty refrigerator, of course. So, this is what I got to deal with. I'm happy to get this place back because we're going to turn it into a productive rental. And hopefully no more in and out activities. The neighborhood's already excited about me cleaning up another property potentially. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Oh, look at this. These are metal cabinets. This is a porcelain sink top. These are painted metal cabinets. Think we can find some critters in here? No critters. No critters. Wow. This isn't normal for me. No critters. No critters. All right, guys. Make sure you like the video if you haven't. Thank you for watching. Oh, look at the sink. Man, that's freaking cool.